Okay, so good morning everyone. My name is Angel, and today I will be presenting a topic called Increasing English Learning Motivation and Attitude through Ukulele Class. Okay, so here's my outline. First, I will talk about the reflection in University of Auckland, and then I will share some ideas, some teaching ideas I apply in my own English class. And then I will talk about my action research. Okay, so first is the reflection in University of Auckland. So because during the almost 5 weeks learning, there's 1 week we went to the internship into elementary school, a local elementary school. So I get a lot of experience to mostly observing how the classroom in New Zealand really looks like. And the biggest characteristic I learned is called flexibility. And in the class in New Zealand, they are all student-centered curriculum. So the learning content change based on students' need. It's like, I think the relationship between classmates are really different. Because in Taiwan, even we play some game in class, and I still always think that students are more competitive with, because maybe we have team competition, like we separate students in teams, but they still thinking, oh, I gotta win this game, something like that. So although we keep saying that you should have team working, they still have that competitive mind. But I think the curriculum in New Zealand is more like slow-paced. So I'm gonna share a little stories called the math test in Royal Oak Primary School. So one day I got to found they had a math test in the morning. So it's like teacher just announced, oh, okay, later we're going to have a test. And the kids are a little nervous. What, really? They're still nervous at first? But the teacher just explained calmly, said, well, we're just gonna find out how much you have observed, so don't worry, just write down whatever you understand. So maybe there are like 10 questions, and to my surprise that I think like most people just cannot, they can only answer 3 to 4 questions correctly, like average, yeah. So I was really shocked that the teacher didn't ask the student to correct the answer, because we always like 订正, right? Always do that, but they didn't. They just they will check the answer. The teacher will check the answer, and then just to keep a record, like okay, like for example, question 1, how many students get it right? Question 2, how many students get it right? And maybe most people have question based on question 5. Then because there's a column to the teacher, so the teacher will say, okay, maybe the concept of the question 5 still need to, teachers still need to put more emphasis. So maybe next week I'll just explain more on this kind of concept. So it's not like, oh, you need to correct it. It's not 3, it's 4. So it's just like, okay, maybe they just still need a little more emphasis. So it's not that pushy compared to our class. Yeah. Okay. So it's like student-centered. So maybe just based on the result of the test, so I will do a little adjustment to the next week math class. Yeah. Okay. The second one is called co-teaching curriculum. Mostly it's like 2 to 3 teachers teach one class, because they have like 50 students in one class. So basically just like twice the just like bigger class. But they also have a special teacher called support teacher or release teacher. So maybe one day one teacher got sick, so the support teacher will support you, or they would just come into your classroom randomly, like just to see if you need any help. And to my surprise, because release teacher doesn't come to your classroom every day, but to my surprise is they can call they know each student really well. They just know everyone's name. Because like in Taiwan, maybe I'm only familiar with my own students, 30 of them, or maybe my own teacher, my own students. But in Royal Oak Primary, like every teacher needs to take care of everyone because just because they're all students. So it's not like we are separated. So I think this kind of cooperation between teachers are a kind of flexibility. And also they are not like very fixed schedule. So for example, like for subject teacher in Taiwan, I need to teach 20 class every week. So I will make sure that, okay, now it's my free time. I can do my own thing. So if somebody asks me for help, maybe I'll consider a bit. But to them, it's like, okay, just help each other because it's working hours. Since I'm free, I'm willing to help you. So I feel more supportive in New Zealand. Okay. And the characteristic of good learners I observe in the class that they are really independent learner. To my surprise, most of the class focus on writing and reading a lot. They need to read a lot of books and also write their own articles or paragraphs every day. And they use their own laptop. I think it's after 3rd grade, so they will bring their own laptop. And then there are a lot of time that they need to work independently. So I just feel very surprised that the students are comparatively more stable than the student in Taiwan, because sometimes we ask them to do their own thing or write down some notes. They will be like maybe just sitting there doing nothing, or we might be afraid, oh, they are like secretly talking. But in New Zealand, I found just the kid just understand, oh, now it's my own time. I can use it to enhance my own learning. So I think they are really independent. Also, because since I'm like a stranger to the class, sometimes the student may want to interact with me. So I'm also willing to talk to them, but one teacher just interrupt the student to do that. They say, okay, have you finished your own writing? And then she said, yeah, I finished. I just want to read it to Angel. And then the teacher just said, well, you remember what's your goal this week? You need to work by yourself. So she just interrupt the student to try to depend to adults. So after that week, in the end of that week also, the girl is awarded by something like Independent Learner of the Week. So it means the teacher really keep eye on her and then just to see her progress. I think it's really special. And the second one is the active learner. Okay, so the learning environment, usually the classroom is just full of a lot of decoration. So the worksheet, some grammar focus, or some little article or some props, just all their students' work. And then they are really interested in what other people do. So they will, even it's free time or recess time, they will just walk around and learn a lot of things. And then this class I observe is they are having a topic called fairy tales thing. So they are having a costume party. And because in this semester they try to write down some stories that can describe their own emotion or how to describe different character. Like maybe the witch should be evil or kind of mysterious, just some adjective they can use to describe the character. So they can really just get into it, just do a lot of different activity. And also a rotation activity is a little bit like the kindergarten we call corner. Just different corner have different thing. So maybe one table they need to draw Cinderella shoes, and one corner might be like the only building blocks. But the teacher say, okay, you need to build 3 little pigs house. And then once you finish, you can take the iPad in the classroom and then just make your own picture. So after they all know the rules of different corner, so the teacher will pick different person to choose whatever they want. and they really know the rules. I just like, although it's like very free time, but they know the rule that maybe each corner only have 5 people, so it cannot be more than 5. So the classmates, the student will remind each other, oh sorry, we're full, you need to choose other place to play, like that. So this kind of rotation activity is, I think it's also really well structured, but they can experience their own learning really free, in a free way. Yeah, okay. And the third characteristic is they respect different culture. So like difference is really important. So they have a lot of Maori language in the classroom. It's called tereo, and also kapahaka, some traditional dance performing arts. So they can also enhance their learning environment. Okay, so in my own class, I asked my students to create a colorful rainbow wings in the wall. So I tried this combining art into English, so they can learn colors through arts. And then also through music, I can sing a rainbow, and then have a little videos I posted online. They can also watch it at home on the YouTube channel. So they all enjoy it a lot. And also I bring back some Maori story and then share to my own class. And since the wall is finished, so we just, I become like more freestyle. Today we'll sit in the back and listen to the story. So it's more, just for student, it's more, they need to adjust to my, that teaching pace. I will do the activity anywhere, okay? And the last one, okay, because it's a little running out of time. I had a ukulele club this semester, but to my surprise that most of my students, they are really, really young. They are almost like first graders. So it was really disaster and chaos. And try to ask them if they feel more, they have more positive attitude after the ukulele class, because they can sing and learn English at the same time. And the most students, and they feel they have positive changes. So the smiley face, it means before maybe 3 stars, and after the class they get 5 stars, something like that. And they are more willing to sing English songs. And so the challenge is how teachers can grab students' attention based on the age difference. So I try to use some different props, some different instruments, because not everyone can play ukulele at the same time in the very beginning. So I use other instruments like tambourine, bell, or castanet, something like that. So they, if they cannot play really well because they are too young, they can use other things to participate in it. Okay, and I also use real word card and ask them to sing and point to the picture at the same time, and encourage them to sing louder, and also enhance their understanding with the real picture. And I teach them some little chants, not like just some nursery rhymes this semester. And I want to show you, this is what they're going to perform in next week's talent show. Okay, so the first is,
everyone, we will sing, are you singing? 1, 2, 3. Are you singing? Are you singing?
so like this girl here, she just enhanced to do, she doesn't want to play the instrument, so I asked her to do something else. Okay. Okay, so this is the first song, and the second song. So you can see the higher graders sit in the back, so they are the music team, more like the music team, because they are more stable player. And in the front, because I want to add more variety to my performance, so this little choreographer appears. She just make all the dance moves by herself and teach everyone. So I feel like it's a miracle.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray.
said thank you. Yeah, I just feel really grateful that I can learn so many and apply to my own teaching. Thank you, everyone.